What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We have gotten a ton of news on Sonic Superstars and the hype level is intensifying. But I think we got information in this Game Informer article that may have just changed 2D Sonic forever. So recently, Sonic Superstars took to the main cover of the next Game Informer magazine. And with that, we got massive interviews and information on the game. The biggest thing we learned about this game ahead of its October release date is the Emerald's powers and what they do specifically. These different abilities are really going to spice up the gameplay, potentially forever for Sonic games. And these power-ups include Avatar, Bullet, Water, Vision, Slow, Extra, Super. The Avatar Emerald allows you to create clones of yourself, which is something that we did see in the trailer. And it looks like this is an offensive ability that allows you to rush through stages as enemies are being defeated by your clones. No word yet on these clones working against bosses. The next ability is Bullet, which allows the user to direct and shoot any specific location. Now, shooting yourself at any specific location is apparently extremely useful. As Izuka says, it's probably the most useful action for this kind of game. Water, the next ability, is pretty straightforward. It's just water. Now, you can interact with water and bodies of water, or even swim up waterfalls, which is another thing that we saw in the trailer. The Ivy ability allows you to grow these giant vines to rail grind on, and completely change the way you progress through stages. It also helps you reach higher areas that may not normally be possible. Along with the Ivy ability, we also saw Vision, which another thing that was in the trailer. This allows you to see hidden objects and rings that were previously not visible. The Slow ability allows you to slow everything around you down, including you. This could allow for some better moves in those tight platforming sequences. And lastly, we have the White Emerald, which is simply called Extra. This allows for character-specific actions like Sonic's homing attack, Amy's hammer throw, Knuckles' punches, or Tails' tornado spin. Now, when you collect all of these emeralds together and you have all 7, characters can turn into their super form. Characters won't have any specific abilities outside of being invincible and becoming faster. Emerald powers can still be used in this super form, so you can still use each of the 7 Chaos Emeralds individually, while you also get the benefit of having all 7, which makes you invincible. Now, we have also learned that this game's abilities were inspired by the Wisps in Sonic Colors, which is pretty cool to see that they're taking inspiration from their previous work. But it also takes major inspiration from another 2010 Sonic game, that being Sonic Generations. You see, in this game, the select stages do take inspiration from the Sonic Generations World Stage Selector, and the characters through these stages have the choice of going through a normal or character-specific act. Well, for example, finishing Act 1 of Speed Jungle Zone as Sonic allows you to choose between either playing the second act of Speed Jungle or an act called Act Sonic, which is an alternate act of Speed Jungle where you zoom as Sonic running away from the terrorizing Fang the Sniper. And this is not just limited to Sonic, but all characters have these act-specific character zones. This adds so much more depth to the game and so much more replayability, because while you can go through and play the main characters and the main stages as they were meant to, you can also dive into the character-specific stages and see what happens with the gameplay, different ways you can progress through. There also may or may not be different lore bits in those different character-specific zones. And with all of these cool stages and depth that they've had added, they also added something that I think was very much needed to Sonic games. Now, Sonic Frontiers dived into this a little bit, but this game just goes full-blown customization where there is a full game item shop. You can trade in the medals and unlock customizable options, as well as, which I have to say is really cool, customizing your head, body, arms, legs, and accessories plus color. And something called Prototype. This game obviously has a massive customization options for all of the characters in Sonic. And it wasn't directly said, but it was clearly hinted at. Some of these outfits and cosmetics obviously have some themes with some of the stages. We also got the names of some of the stages themselves. The third zone of the game is reportedly called Sky's Temple Zone. In this zone, there's a mini similar game to Breakout, where you turn into a ball and aim and break the bricks. The climax of the ending zone is a massive storm. The fourth zone is called Pinball Carnival Zone. As the name suggests, a giant pinball area and fast sequences setting off fireworks. There's also Lagoon City, which is filled with submerged city ruins and water slides, so that Water Chaos Emerald is going to come in handy. And while we don't have screenshots or any pictures of this last zone, there is one called Golden Capital Zone. Overall, Sonic Superstars is truly about to change 2D Sonic forever. This game has all the heart and soul of 2D Sonic games with some modern optimization and twists. and the game itself has been in good hands with some of the best people at Sonic Team and Sega collaborating for it. They even said that the programming for this game started in 2020 during the pandemic and was built from scratch, so there is no copy-paste allegations here. And as I said, this game is getting a huge spotlight before that massive October window with a Game Informer magazine cover, which really is just another cool thing for the Sonic franchise to hang their hat on. But what do you guys think about the new information that we have today on Sonic Superstars? Are you planning to buy this game the week of release, or maybe you're waiting a little bit after, because there are an insane amount of games releasing this October, not to mention the same week as Sonic Superstars. I mean, Spider-Man 2, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and so many more games are releasing that week. So hopefully you have time for Sonic Superstars and every other game you want to try. But thank you for stopping by and checking out this video. Hope to see you guys in the next one. Until then, peace.